Alright guys, we're back in JR's garage. Last night I showed arm triangle from the back, and I had some questions about how to keep the back. So we're going to talk about that. So first thing, whenever I have somebody's back, you'll never see me hardly ever get seatbelt anymore. I always have strangle hand and control hand. So what I mean by that is my underhook side, I'm reaching through and I'm not grabbing wrist, I'm grabbing knuckles like this, right? And then my strangle hand, like, it's always trying to get here. So JR's always got to be defending. If he's not defending, right, then I'm gonna, if his neck ever pops up, I'm choking, right? Now, the question we had was, what do I do with my feet? Well, in order for JR to escape, he's got to clear my bottom hook, right? And that's what I'm going to try to defend. So, in a perfect example, I would want to get JR to fall to my underhook side. And then immediately I hide my bottom hook. So as we're falling, my hook is trying to come up to here, right? Now my legs are so long, I automatically am looking for body triangle. And even if I'm down here, sometimes I'll reach and grab my leg and get the body triangle. But I'm automatically looking. But if that's not an option for you, another option is hiding your bottom hook and then coming to here, and look, I'm placing the bottom of my foot on my ankle and I'm squeezing my knees together here, right? This effectively hides my bottom hook, so he's got to get my bottom hook all the way on the ground, all the way to here before he can escape. The other thing I'll do for you guys that don't have real long legs is I'll put my hook inside and then I'll trap. And look at how I cross my ankles here, right? I'm crossing my ankles and then I'm squeezing with my knees this direction. It traps his hip so that he can't turn back into me, right? And he can't turn away from me, right? And if he turns away, I just follow him. So again, your options are body triangle. And guys, don't worry about being over here. If you have to, you can body triangle and have your leg in the middle. That's okay, right? But body triangle, foot on the hip, or I cross my ankles like this and I trap his hip. I pinch his hip in between my knees, right? So come back around in front. So now, once we get here, anytime, right, that I'm same side grabbing wrists, then I'm going to go knuckles. So if you notice, I was here and I was here, I've got knuckles. So the first thing I'm going to try to do, right, is trap this arm. So his lines of defense right now, he's got his hands, he can defend the choke with, and he's got his chin. So by me grabbing this control hand, I've taken one line of defense out. Now he's got his hand and his chin. So what I'm going to do is, look at knuckles, I'm going to push this down. My foot's going to come up. I don't need to look at my foot. I'm going to trap. So I'm going to try and heel him in his chest or stomach, and then I'm going to peel it off and hide my shoelaces behind his back. Right? Now, immediately, I've taken away his only line of defense right now is hiding his chin. So now, I make a fist like this, right? And I take this part of my thumb and I find his ear. And then I dig it underneath his chin all the way around and I get to here. Now look, this hand was pressing down. So now to finish, I grab his shoulder. I'm going to pull my elbow back across his shoulder this direction. Like this for the tap. Okay? So again, we'll run through the system real quick. We're here, strangle hand, control hand. I fall down, right? He starts to defend, so I pull this hand away and I grab. I push this down and I trap. I peel it off and I hide my shoelaces behind his back, and then immediately I start to test his neck. Comes underneath, I find his ear, comes underneath, I get to here. To finish, I grab his shoulder and I pull my elbow over his opposite shoulder. Now, it's not always going to be that easy. So now, again, we fall to the underhook side. Body triangle, I go to choke, right? I grab, I try to trap, but he's doing a good job of fighting. So watch the transition, right? I'm going to go through and grab opposite wrist. Now, when I'm grabbing opposite sides, I don't grab knuckles, I grab a wrist. Because he can pull through and it's going to hook on his hand, right? So I'm grabbing the wrist, right? Here. Now, one of the things that I like to do is I'll start to pull this arm across like this and push this hand down. Now, immediately I come back. I trap his arm. I feed this hand back through. I push it down and I go for the finish again. So again, we're here. Control hand, strangle hand. I fall to the underhook side and I hide my bottom hook right to a body triangle. Right? I've tried this. I've tried getting to his neck. I can't. So I'm going to make the transition to the straight jacket. Right? I'm going to come through and grab wrist. And then I get a hold of this other wrist. I absolutely can start to try and choke him here and grab, right? And do that. But to go through the whole system, I went from here, now I'll grab this hand, and I like to pull this through, like this, tight, and then push this down. It takes his mind off this hand, and it lets me come up and trap. Then I peel his hand off, and I hide my shoelaces behind his spine. I make this transition back, I push this down. Now he has no lines of defense, right? It comes through to here. All right, guys. That was a straight jacket system from Bat Control. Hope it helps.